Hello, and welcome to the first episode of our new podcast, Easily Distracted, where trains of thought will typically go off the rail. I'm one of your hosts, Lily.
And I'm Lauren. On this podcast, Lily and I are going to talk about pretty much anything and everything, but we're mainly going to focus on pop culture things, so movies, TV shows, music, and books.
And if Lauren gets her way, sometimes sports.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're fangirls at the very core, and when we talk to each other, we tend to very easily get off track and change subjects and ramble, and it's fantastic.
For this first episode, we're mainly going to introduce ourselves, talk about some of our favorite things so the listeners can get to know us and get a feel of how this podcast is going to go. So, to begin, we're going to travel back in time. Lily, how did we meet?
So I actually don't remember the first time we probably actually met. It was definitely at school, though, in college.
Yeah.
Probably sometime. So we met in our sorority. So we probably actually met sometime during recruitment.
Well, we didn't.
Maybe not recruitment.
Yeah, we didn't go through recruitment in person because
but
it was
maybe
Rona.
like initiation and. Or
I don't. So the fun thing is because you have your last name is an A and mine is an S, right? So we probably didn't meet during anything until we started having in-person events.
Right. So when we started having in-person events, we obviously met. But the first,
Yeah.
can I tell you yeah, I'm pretty sure you know this, but the first like memory I have of like actually knowing who you are.
I'm so curious if it's the same memory I have because I have a very distinct memory.
I feel like it probably is, but it's when you were in the living room.
No.
That's not it?
No.
Wait, okay. So I'll tell mine and then you tell yours.
Okay.
So my first memory that I have of you and knowing exactly like who you were and like the first time I remember us interacting, not even necessarily one-on-one, but this was one-on-one, it was like 2 a.m. and you were in the living room at the house and you were watching True Blood.
Yeah. I do remember that very distinctly because I remember you just coming in the living room, pausing, and being like, all right, I'm sitting down.
Yeah.
But my first memory of you is I think we were at a program council meeting and we were in line for something. And what I remember is talking to you about that song. What's his name? It's like Ricky Montgomery or something like that. And it's Line Without a Hook. Yeah, we were in line, and I was talking about linoleum floors in that line, and I remember you knew exactly what song I was talking about, and I was like, okay, I like this girl.
That's so funny because I don't remember that at all.
I know. Well, and I think I didn't really know who you were at all, but like I remember your face, and I remember being like, okay, I can get along with this girl. And then we lived in the house together, and then we watched True Blood, and the rest is history, honestly.
Yeah, now we live together.
I know. How far we've come.
Wow.
We're really besties now.
But I do really feel like, at least from when we were watching True Blood together, like something in the universe was like, you two are going to end up doing a podcast for no reason other than basically our own enjoyment. But, it's how we communicate and how we kind of like formed our friendship was through pop culture and geek culture and nerd stuff. So that's really fun. But why did we decide to start a podcast, Lauren?
I feel like it's really, for me, throwback to and how she would always be like, are you guys talking about real people or book characters? And every time we would sit in the living room and talk, I feel like mainly what it was Zodiac Academy because there's just so much that happens in that. But every time everyone was like, who are you talking about? And we had to explain that these were fake people.
Right, because we talk about book characters like they're our best friends.
Yes. Yeah. Because, let's face it, they are.
But I also feel, we've talked about this and how, like, it'll be a good way for us to look back many years from now and have, like, fun memories and listen to them and just kind of, like, feeling, oh, we were so cute.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if no one listens to this and it's just us, but we'll get to have fun.
It's going to be like our little video diary journal.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
How
cute.
Especially if one of us gets like dementia or something.
Oh, Alzheimer's. Meredith Grey, calm down.
It's always in the back of my mind.
Oh. Dark and twisty.
But, that's kind of how we met and how we decided to start doing this. But we're going to do some get to know you questions so that if anybody is actually listening to this, they can get to know us, so to speak. We have a list of a couple questions, but first we can do how old are we, Lauren?
Oh, well, so I'm 22.
I am also 22, but depending on when I upload this,
Yeah.
it'll be like 2 weeks from my 23rd birthday, which is
So exciting.
so weird.
Your Michael Jordan year.
My Jordan year, yeah, for sure.
Well, 23, big one.
7 years to 30.
Oh, well, why did you have to say that? Now I feel old. Okay, well, let's
at
move
least
on
you're
quickly
still
then.
22. What is your favorite color?
I feel like we should guess each other's favorite color.
I feel like we know the answer though,
I feel like we do too, but I really want to
because
test.
we have cups.
You know,
We went to Target and we bought cups in our respective favorite colors.
that is true. Well, technically, I bought the first two,
You did,
so I knew.
but you also said that they were the only two colors.
That is true.
Other than the
So the universe knew.
universe.
Well,
knew.
my
But
favorite color is blue.
and mine is green.
Yes.
How cute. Lauren, what is your favorite animal?
So, my favorite animal.
You could do domestic and exotic if you want. Like if you want to split it up into kind of certain categories.
No, I'm very secure about my favorite animal. It's
Okay.
just it's not a very well known animal.
Oh.
So I used to say it was an octopus because it's the closest thing I can get to my real favorite
Is it
animal.
a squid?
No,
Oh, okay.
my real favorite animal is a cuttlefish.
Is it really?
It is.
I did not know this.
They are so smart, and you know, I've like when I was growing up, I wanted to be a marine biologist. So they are just so amazing. And I took a marine ecology course in high school, and I learned all about them. And they're like so incredibly smart. They're the same level of smartness as an octopus, but they're smaller, they're cuter, and they actually they will intentionally change their chromatophores, which is what changes their color, so they can blend in and stuff too, to hypnotize their prey. Like they'll do lines of black and white and hypnotize their prey, and it's so cool. I love cuttlefish.
I did not know that cuttlefish were your favorite animal. I've never heard you mention cuttlefish before.
Yeah, it's
Also, you just used so many vocab words that I don't know. What did you say?
Chromatophores?
Chromatophores?
So octopi and technically octopi or octopus is a Greek word. So
oh,
the-
God.
the real plural is octopodes, but I'll say octopi. So octopi and cuttlefish, and I think some squid have these things called chromatophores in their skin, which allows them to change the color of their skin,
Okay.
which is why you see octopuses blend in with their surroundings.
Can I say my favorite thing is that you've used 3 different terms for the plural of octopus in the past minute?
I know. I said octopuses and I thought about it.
Yeah. That's really not what I thought you were going to say at all.
Yeah.
Like, even if you were doing domestic and exotic, if you're splitting it up, that's...
Do you think I was gonna say sharks?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, I do love sharks. Sharks are you know how some people feel very strongly about black cats because they're oh, they get such a bad rap. That's how I feel about sharks. Sharks I will protect until my dying breath because everyone's oh my God, I hate sharks. Shark infested waters. No, baby. That's their home. It's human infested waters.
I wish I could remember what that shark was called that I saw on TikTok.
I know. I would love to know.
Because it was huge. And I could not find it in the picture of the ocean that they were circling it, and I was I still don't see anything.
What's your favorite animal, Lily?
I'm gonna split it up
Okay.
between I'm gonna do domestic, land exotic, and then ocean.
Okay.
Because I don't think I could do it any other way and not feel like I'm betraying something. So my favorite domesticated animal is cat, obviously.
Fair.
Which you probably definitely knew.
Yeah.
And then my favorite exotic land animal is a monkey.
Oh, okay.
I love monkeys. I think they're super cute.
See, I thought you were going to say a meerkat.
I do love meerkats. I love going to the zoo and seeing the meerkats.
Yeah.
They make me so happy. And then, but no, it's definitely monkeys. And then my favorite sea animal is a turtle.
Like a sea turtle?
Sea turtle.
What
yeah.
kind?
The big ass ones.
The
Like-
leatherbacks?
Like Crush from Finding Nemo.
So, here's another fun fact about me. I know that there's several different types of sea turtles, mainly because octonauts I loved that show growing up. I still love that show.
I feel like we need to definitely look up when Octonauts came out, because I'm pretty sure that wasn't when we were growing up.
I mean, if it was either...
I'm looking it up.
If it was either...
You keep talking, but I'm going to look it up.
Pre-pubescent or, like, very, very close to pre-pubescent, then I think it counts when growing up. But they have done several shows or episodes on sea turtles. And so there's the leatherback sea turtle, which is a bluish kind of color, and they get massive. And then there's a green sea turtle, which is more like your crush.
Definitely the green one. There's one at the Chattanooga Aquarium. And he is my favorite, and you can barely ever see him. It's really upsetting because he just hides.
All right, so is that the one where he has, like, buoyancy issues?
There is one there that has buoyancy issues, yeah.
Gotcha. There's one also at the Ripley's Aquarium in Gatlinburg.
That has buoyancy issues?
I don't think she has buoyancy issues, but she lives at the aquarium.
When was this? It was not this past summer. It might have been the summer before, but when I went to Key West, we went to the aquarium, and there was they had they do a rescue program with turtles, and they had a bunch of sea turtles with prosthetics, like on their fins, and then there was this one sea turtle that didn't like to wear his prosthetic, so he just kind of had like his little.
Aw.
He was really cute though.
It's like winter.
But Octonauts came out in 2010.
So I was 9.
We were 9.
That counts.
I didn't know that Octonauts only had 4 seasons.
I didn't know either.
But I do have a
shame.
favorite character. I do know that.
Is it the bunny?
It is Quasi.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess he's a cat.
He's a cat.
He? Yeah, that makes sense.
But I also like Shellington, who's the otter.
Yeah, Shellington is really nice.
Yeah.
I am pretty partial to Captain Polar Bear. I don't remember
Captain Barnacles?
Yeah, that's its name. The captain.
They're all pretty cute now that I'm looking at them. Tunip, that's precious.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, sea turtles.
That's a good one. I do love a sea turtle.
But I also like dolphins. But
Speaking
sea turtles are my favorite.
Of marine animals, if you woke up as a fish one day, what would you do?
Oh my god. I mean, I would definitely find out if mermaids were real.
Yeah.
I would do my best to try and find signs of mermaids.
Yeah.
Because obviously I would also try not to get eaten or caught on a fish hook. But you know, both of us really just like the ocean and swimming and all that stuff. So just chilling for the whole day, swimming in the ocean would be so fun.
See, for me, this is a very difficult question because what kind of fish?
I don't know, whatever kind of fish you want to be. What kind of fish do you want to be?
I mean, here's the thing: is I think I would want to be a reef dwelling fish because let's face it, they got the best views.
I want to be Nemo. I want to be a clownfish.
You want to be a clownfish?
Yeah, I want to live in a sea anemone.
Yeah, no, that would be good because then you get protected and all that.
Yeah, and they're really cute and small.
They're cute. I don't necessarily know what type of fish. I want to be in the reef. I want to be one of those.
Is the reef still dying? The Great Barrier Reef?
Probably.
That's so sad.
I mean, there's a mountain of trash in their oceans, so it most definitely is dying.
Do we have any pets, Lauren?
Oh, I forgot about that. We sure do. Yeah, my wonderful cat is named Aylin. She is a beautiful torty-shelled color coat thing, and she's not even a year old yet.
She's a baby.
She's a little baby.
But she weighs 8 pounds.
Yeah, I can't believe you weighed her without me.
Sorry. And then I also have a cat, who is ginormous compared to her. His name is Poe, and he is 9 years old.
He's not ginormous compared to her. He's ginormous, period.
He's and this is confirmed by the vet, so it's not just me saying it to stick up for him, but he is big boned. Yeah,
no, he's definitely he's like the linebacker of cats.
Yeah, my dad calls him a bobcat because of how big he is.
Yeah,
because he just is. I mean, his muscles and his bones are huge. Yeah, he's sturdy for sure.
Built like a brick house. He's a brick house. Please tell me you know that song.
I know that
Okay.
song.
I was a word there for a second.
I don't think I would have laughed if I didn't know the song. Do you have any irrational fears?
So I saw this question. I don't know that I do. You know
All
how
your
like
fears are rational?
well, so here's the thing. You know how in Divergent when they do the thing with the fears and then he's called 4 because he only has 4 fears. I feel like that'd be me.
You'd be called 4?
Yeah.
You only have
Not
4
because
fears?
I have 4 fears.
What are
but,
some of your
like,
What are some of your actual fears?
I
Like, do
think-
you can't think of any?
No. I mean, I can think of like the deep psychological ones of like everyone secretly hating me, but
Right.
like I can't think of any physical fears.
I have a couple.
I mean,
Like, I'm really paranoid about suffocating.
oh,
Yeah, for some reason. I don't know.
just like
Also,
like Don't Worry Darling style where she just starts wrapping herself in saran wrap.
any kind of being suffocated. Being buried alive, being smothered, anything like that really freaks me
Interesting.
out. But also, oh, I had it in my head and then I just lost it. Hold on. Oh crap. Oh, I remember paralysis.
Really?
Yes. So there was a good section of time where I had really bad like sleep paralysis,
Mm-hmm.
and I would wake up and I wouldn't be able to move, and that just like instilled in me like a really deep fear of.
You know, as a person
Paralysis.
who loved Me Before You as much as you did, you wouldn't think that'd be one of your fears.
I wouldn't say that I loved Me Before You, Lauren.
Okay. You at least loved whatever Finnick Odair's character is named.
I think I do. Sam Claflin.
Yeah, him.
His name is Will Traynor. In that,
Yeah.
in Me Before You, I did think that they did a really good job with the movie, and I do like the book, but it's a book that I'm only gonna read once. It's a movie that I've only seen once. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again because of how sad it makes me. But
I will probably watch it again. I've only seen it once because I've only really had like the opportunity to see it once. But I'd watch it again. If only because of the Bumblebee tight scene and because of how hot Sam what's his last name?
Claflin.
Claflin. Sam Claflin is just very super yummy.
Yeah. But no. So yeah. So suffocation, paralysis, spiders. I really hate spiders. And I don't know if that's necessarily irrational, because so many people are affected by arachnophobia.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, for you, it's more than just arachnophobia. You don't like any bugs.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Like in the car the other day when
Yeah.
the ladybug was on me.
Yeah.
That was
man. Really had to pull out my guardianship on that one.
yeah. So really any kind of bug, I'm not really a big fan. Another one. And this one there's trauma response to this, but I really hate worms. Like earthworms, any kind of worm that, like when it rains and they come up from the ground. I really hate them. And the reason being is because I used to, when I was growing up, there was a girl that lived in my neighborhood that I was friends with, and she like knew that I didn't like them, and she would chase me with them.
Oh, Lord. So you can't ever watch the movie How to Eat Fried Worms.
No.
Have you ever heard of that movie?
And my last one that I'll cover is what is the one where people are scared of holes? Like all of the little holes.
Trypophobia?
Yeah, so I don't necessarily think I have that because it's not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But like sometimes I'll be watching something and then I'll see something with a bunch of holes and I'm like,
So that's more of like a sensory issue kind of thing where you're like.
But it's not all the time and it's not everything that has holes. It's
Yeah.
just like I can't tell you. Like honeycombs, fine with. Really couldn't care less about honeycombs. But then there was something I saw online and I was like, that is giving me the weirdest feeling in my stomach.
Do you think it's like holes that are irregular? Like, because honeycombs have a very set structure, they're uniform throughout.
I mean, no, because this was definitely.
They were uniform, and the one that you didn't like.
I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember what it was, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I have some things that I feel like aren't necessarily fears, but like I feel like if you do them, you're asking for trouble. Like, why say my don't go in there fears? Like deep sea cave diving, where you have to squeeze yourself into a cave underwater. Pass.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that kind of, and like I don't like drowning. I feel like
That goes along with suffocating in a
Yeah.
way. So yeah, I feel that.
see, I feel like suffocation is different cuz like
I mean, you still are going from being able to breathe to not being able to breathe. So
but I think it's more so like being underwater. I think maybe what it is, this might be a real deep psychological thing, but because I love the ocean, I think it scares me possibly that the ocean could also kill me.
because
fact
you
that-
don't want something you love to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I get that.
Because it's really not suffocation. Like, if I was being, like, you know, smothered with a pillow, I feel like I mean, I'd be scared of dying, obviously. But, like, I feel like I wouldn't be as upset and freaked out as if I was, like, drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drowning is really just not it for me.
Yeah. I would say that I'm also scared of drowning, but it's not like a major kind of like always at the forefront of my mind kind of fear that I have. Because like I'll swim and I'm like, I'm fine, whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not something like I think about. It's like, because I am a pretty strong swimmer and I did swim in high school. But it's more so just like the idea of drowning in and of itself. Pass. I'm good. You know, don't really want that experience.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a segue for the questions and it's really not happening.
It's not happening.
But which do you like more, candy or ice cream?
I feel like my answer to this, you're going to be very upset. Because
No,
it's not
because
ice
I knew
cream.
that we were going to have different answers for this when
Yeah.
I made the question. I just knew it.
I'm more of a candy person, if only because I like to snack.
What kind of candy is your favorite?
See, that's a hard question. I feel like I cycle.
Do you want to pick a chocolate and a not chocolate?
Yes.
Okay.
So normally what I'll go for most of the time if I'm going for chocolate is going to be Milk Duds.
Yeah.
Love a good Milk Dud. And then if I want something not chocolate, I'll typically go for like the Nerds gummy clusters.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time over the summer where I ate bags on bags on bags of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine, obviously, you know the answer is ice cream. It's like my kryptonite. If I was
Yes.
Superman, you could weaken me with ice cream. For
Yeah.
Sure.
No, but I don't think I know your favorite flavor. I don't think we've ever discussed your
It's
favorite
because
flavor.
it changes.
Oh,
it
you
changes
know.
quite often, actually, based off of like if I've had one too much, then I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to stay away from it for a little bit. Right now, it's cookies and cream, and it's been cookies and cream for a long time now.
Mhm.
It's been at least several months.
I will say, I feel like your ice cream consumption has gone down lately. At least
It has.
I don't
I'm-
see you eating ice cream as much.
Yeah, no, it definitely has gone down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really trying to not have it be an addiction because it pretty much almost was. Like I would.
Oh, I remember when we lived in the house. I feel like you would eat ice cream at least once a week, if not 5 times a week.
I feel like I should say for when we mention the house, we're talking about our sorority house that we lived in.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I had ice cream. I won't get into it, but there are definitely some psychological things surrounding ice cream with me. But
We might have to explore that later.
not on the podcast though.
Okay. So question number 7. Who is your favorite superhero?
I feel like you should go first.
Oh,
For this
this
question.
is really rough for me.
Do you
'Cause
not? Well, I read comic books growing up,
Yeah. I mean, I did not.
and I am a big Marvel comic book girly. So my answer for this is going to be a little bit. I feel like a little bit more extensive.
So,
And we are gonna. It's in the plans to do a podcast episode surrounding like
superheroes.
superheroes, Marvel and DC. Gross, but Marvel
I
and DC.
have such a problem with this because I don't know that I can choose one. Because I mean, I love the MCU. I never really read the comic books,
Right.
but the MCU is one of my kryptonites.
Who's your favorite of the original MCU Avengers? Like the OG.
like the original 6 or was it 5? It was 6, right?
It was 6.
Iron Man,
Yeah, same.
easy.
For sure.
That one is easy. But then like, I love Yelena.
Yeah.
I love me some Peter Parker.
And you love Kate Bishop.
I do love Kate Bishop.
You really like all of the like
like the young Avengers.
The young, like the new people that are coming
Yeah.
in. You do like them all.
Billy
Like those three you really do like? Do you feel the same about like Cassie Lang?
I feel like I haven't really got to know her too much. I mean, because, well, I say that, but I feel like we didn't get to know Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop is just me if I was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I don't know. I feel like I was too distracted by everything else going on in Ant-Man Quantumania to really get a feel for Cassie Lang's character.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And then what about even the newer ones like America and Kamala?
Love Kamala.
Yeah,
Kamala
she's
is
an icon.
so funny.
She is so funny.
Oh my god, her in the new Captain Marvel movie was iconic. I loved it. Who's the other one?
America?
Oh, again, I feel like I was very. I mean, I don't have any bad things to say about her, but I feel like I was very distracted by the whole, scary Wanda Maximoff limping after them to really take in anything other than that.
Limping after them.
Yeah, that scary scene
Yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I really hate that I'm going to ask this because it goes against everything in my core being, but do you have a favorite DC superhero?
I mean, if I had to choose one, it would probably be.
And I like that I'm saying like against the core of my being because I really do not care for DC, but I did make a Superman reference earlier.
Well, I forgot the Superman. But Superman, I feel like is not. Here's the thing. I feel like DC has really not made like a good cinematic universe enough to be like Batman and Superman. I almost don't even think of them as DC superheroes. I just think of them as superheroes. I think if I had to choose a DC, I feel like it'd probably just be Wonder Woman, or if anything, like an Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for your answer of who your favorite superhero is.
Okay, so my number one all-time favorite superhero is Jean Grey.
I feel like I knew that.
You definitely
internally, I knew that.
You definitely knew that because I really took part of her as a personality trait, and it's been there for a while, and it hasn't gone away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the fact that she is the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I really took that and ran with it. But I also X-Men wise, I really love X-23, Laura Kinney, and Kitty Pryde are two of my other really good favorite X-Men characters. I also really like Emma Frost. She's kind of like a
the Diamond Lady.
yeah, she's good, but she's also kind of a villain at some points.
Mm-hmm.
Or she kind of starts off as a villain and then she has development and all that good stuff. And then obviously Avengers wise, I love Iron Man.
Rest in peace, Tony Stark.
One of the saddest moments of my cinematic movie watching ever. And yeah, so if I had to pick like a favorite from MCU specifically, it would be Iron Man, Tony Stark. And then I really can't say that I have when I was younger and I wasn't such an elitist about Marvel being better than DC, I would have said that my favorite DC superhero was Superman. But now I think it is probably also Wonder Woman or one of the Amazons also, just because I think they're super cool and it's also kind of related to like mythology.
Ooh, yeah.
Which it gets a lot of bonus points in my opinion.
True.
But yeah, so growing up it was Superman, but it's not anymore. And not necessarily Wonder Woman from like the DC movie universe, like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. It's not necessarily what I mean when I say Wonder Woman is my favorite. I'm comic book Wonder Woman. But yeah,
valid.
Those are my faves. Where in the world do you want to travel to the most? Like if you could pick one place to go to the most.
F1 calendar, baby.
No, one place.
I know. Well, so I guess it would have to be, even though there's not a Grand Prix there, Greece, because I love Mamma Mia. And I think Greece is so beautiful. And I love Greek mythology. But it's so hard for me to pick just one, though. I'm not gonna lie. I do want to travel to all the places they race.
I like that you're still sticking with the F1
Yes,
race calendar.
of course. It's my ultimate goal.
I would like to travel to a lot of places, but the number one place I want to go is Scotland.
Did you? No, you. I guess you only went to Ireland.
We only went to Ireland
Mm.
this past year. My family and I went to Ireland. But no, so I mean, I've wanted to go to Scotland. Scotland's been my number one place I've wanted to travel to for years now.
Why do you want to go there?
I really have no like firm reason other than like I just love it.
Do you think
I've
it's because
never
of
been
Outlander?
What?
Do you think it's because of Outlander?
No, because I loved Scotland before
Ah.
I knew what Outlander was. I just have always been weirdly like fascinated by the history of the country, and like I really like, and I really like the aesthetic
Yeah.
in a way.
Gotta love some kilts.
I love a bagpipe.
Bagpipes make me sad. They make me think of first responder funerals, or even just like any kind of.
Well, you know what's so funny is that and this is kind of dark because I don't want to say it, but
Are you about to tell me you love funerals?
No.
Okay.
No. I do not love funerals. But I do have one thing that I want from my funeral. You know, people sometimes plan their funerals before they go, obviously, because they want it to be what they want it to be. But I only have one thing, and it's that I want a bagpipe processional.
I'll make a mental note of that.
Okay.
Hopefully, realistically, I probably won't outlive you, but that's okay.
We'll see.
Well, yeah. We'll add Scotland to the list.
But yeah, so in relation to that, my favorite vacation that I've ever been on, which is our next question, is my family trip that we took to Ireland last year.
I'm very jealous.
You know how weird it was just to say last year because we're now in 2024.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But it was a little, but I guess it wasn't that long ago, was it?
We went in April of 2023.
I lied. That was a kind of long time ago.
Do you have a favorite vacation you've ever been on?
Well, so I don't really remember us going on vacations very often. I think I remember us going to Gulf Shores one time, and I think that was fun, mainly because like it's the first time that I can remember really kind of feeling like I was like an adult on a vacation. Because I remember I had a friend that went with me, and we were able to like go and do our like whatever we wanted together. And then I also remember going to the hangout all the time, which was super fun too. So I guess that one. I don't have too much to compare it to, but that one.
Yeah, I'll go to Greece with you.
Perfect.
I would love to go to
Can't
Greece.
wait. I would too, honestly. Get some dungarees, some nice, beautiful, luscious hair. Live our best Donna Noble life. No, it's not Donna Noble.
Donna Noble is Doctor
Noble,
Who.
Yeah. Donna Sheridan.
Donna
That's
Sheridan
her
is
name.
Mamma Mia. Wow.
Live our best.
Although
you have to be the one to get pregnant. I can't. No, I'll sleep with 3 different men, but you're gonna have to take the pregnancy.
I can't believe you just said that.
Well, listen.
That's some interesting divine intervention you're wishing right there.
I want a little niece or nephew. What can I say?
That's not happening anytime soon.
No, a girl can hope.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't believe some of these. I really did come up with some of the most random questions.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite cereal?
No.
You don't?
No. Cereal is one of those things that like I never really. Either I will eat 4 bowls in a single sitting, or I will never touch it again.
That's so interesting.
I'm very curious. You eat a lot of cereal.
I love cereal.
Yeah.
Which I think is why I made it a question, because I just assume that everyone likes cereal, and I guess that's weird to me that you don't.
It's not that I don't like cereal. It's just kind of like I never really find myself craving it.
My favorite cereal of all time is Rice Krispies.
Interesting.
But I fancy them up. I
was about to say, those have no flavor in them.
I dust some sugar on top. I cut up some fruit. And that's kind of how I've always eaten Rice Krispies. But my cereal of choice right now is Honey Nut Cheerios.
Get your cholesterol in check.
Yeah, for sure. What are some of your hobbies, Lauren? And this is gonna be pretty much the same answer for both of us because we have a lot of the same hobbies.
Really, just sometimes we just say copy and paste. Love to read and watch movies, obviously. Crocheting.
I was gonna say I classify our hobbies as granny activities.
Oh, absolutely. There was one time I was talking and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have book club," and then I'm really upset I missed crochet club, and someone I was talking to, they're like, "What are you, 85 years old?" And
that happened to me at work too. I mentioned all of the stuff. Like they were like, "What do you like to do in your free time?" And I mentioned book club and the fact that I like to crochet and scrapbook, and they were like, "You are in your 20s. Why are you acting like you're ancient?"
Well, I don't really find that there's any 20-year-old level hobbies, like I wouldn't consider partying a hobby. I feel like that's the only young thing that you do in your 20s. I guess clubbing could be considered a hobby because it's,
Definitely not one of my hobbies.
No, I know that. Yeah.
And then our final question for this segment is what are some of your favorite fandoms?
Oh my god. How much time do you have?
No, just a couple. You don't have to say all of them because we're gonna delve into some of our favorites in later episodes. But just like a quick overview of what some of your favorite fandoms are.
Obviously, the MCU.
Yeah.
Vampire Academy. I'm tattooed. It's on me for life. Oh my gosh, the SJM universe. Love that too.
Well, yeah, your cat's named after a character from Throne of Glass.
That's a good point. And then I think of course, the three holy grails of TV, which are Grey's Anatomy, Gilmore Girls, and Vampire Diaries. Those are, yeah.
Yeah.
What are your favorite fandoms, Lily?
A lot of my favorite fandoms have to do with like fandoms I grew up with. I love Doctor Who.
I do love Doctor Who too.
I love Doctor Who. What are some of my Game of Thrones. I really like Game of Thrones.
I love that I learned a fake language from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
you didn't even mention
Lauren learned High Valyrian on Duolingo.
Yes.
And I started because she encouraged it from me, but
I'm just a linguistic lover.
And then
I love some languages.
With all of the stuff that goes with it, a Disney adult.
Oh, yeah. Now listen, I love a Disney movie, but you are a Disney adult. I'm so glad you're self-aware. Like I'm glad that you realize this and that you're able to kind of self-regulate, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, and then Lord of the Rings and Taylor Swift, because she has a fandom.
I didn't think about people.
She's a fandom.
Okay.
So,
I believe you.
And then obviously MCU, or not even necessarily MCU, but Marvel in general. I'm a big nerd about. X-Men comics are one of my favorite things in the entire world. But moving on from these questions that took a lot longer than I thought they were going to, we're gonna do,
like we said in the intro, trains of thought that'll go off the rails.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long episode. But now we're gonna shift into our next segment that I have named Stories Consumed, where we tell you kind of what movies and TV shows we've watched, what books we've read, and the music we've listened to since we last recorded an episode. So for this one, we can really cover, I think, just kind of like what we've been really focused on the past little bit. Not obviously life, because that would be too much, but maybe just like the past couple of weeks, kind of since we've never recorded an episode before.
Yeah.
So Lauren, would you like to take it away?
Absolutely. Let's see. What have I been watching? I have recently rediscovered my love for Kyle XY, as you know. Very shocked You did not know
I
anything
had
about
no
it.
idea what Kyle XY was until you started watching it, and I walked in on you watching it.
It's the epitome of 2000 sci-fi. I still haven't finished it because I've gotten distracted, but it's so good. Very cheesy, very, very 2000s. As far as like books and stuff go, I'm still trying to whittle my way down through House of Sky and Breath.
And you've got, what day are we on now? We're on the 6th. You've got 24 more days to finish this book.
Until the next one comes out. Listen, I'm working. I'm trying. But then of course we're gonna have book club and stuff too. We have to focus on, so it's rough. I don't know why it's so tough for me to get through that one. All the other ones I feel like I've devoured pretty easily. That one, trying to get through. Of course. Fourth Wing. Loved Fourth
I was
Wing.
going to say, we read that in November. It's not necessarily
Listen.
recent. No, we didn't read Fourth Wing in November. We read Iron Flame in November.
Yeah. But yes, it counts because it's, did I finish it in November?
No, because we did book club and you hadn't finished the book yet.
No, I did. I finished it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I finished it I think either the day of book club or the day before.
Oh, right, because you stayed up.
Yeah. So, but it counts because you can't not mention Fourth Wing. Obviously, listening to a lot of Taylor Swift. I have rediscovered my love for French music.
Yep.
There's this song called Dopamine. Can't tell you who it's by. Love that.
But it's French.
Yes, it's in French. Yeah, that's it for me. What about you?
Well, some of the stuff I'm going to mention, you have been watching them with me.
Yes.
Or we went and watched them together. Movie-wise, in December, we went and saw The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yes.
Which was really good. And I would also like to mention that the reason it took me so long to see that movie is Lauren's fault.
Now, why was it my fault?
Because we could never pick a time to go because...
Listen.
I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm not holding it against you.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I need to mention the fact that I didn't see it immediately when it came out is not my own fault. It was your fault.
I'll take it,
And then also in December, we saw Anyone But You.
Oh, yeah.
We actually saw that on New Year's Eve.
Oh my gosh, we did. We rang in the New Year with Glenn Powell
and Sydney Sweeney.
Bare ass.
And that movie was actually really good.
It was really good.
It was really cute. I am a sucker for a good Shakespeare adaptation. Yes. Which you were the one that informed me that was a Shakespeare adaptation before it started when we were sitting in the theater.
I know, I really can't believe you didn't know about it.
I really didn't. I didn't know it. And then obviously it really clicked when the movie started and their names were B and Ben because the main characters are kind of in Much Ado About Nothing are Beatrice and Benedict. So that really did click. But yeah, I didn't know that going in. And you told me while we were watching the trailers.
It was good.
It was
a
good.
Really good movie.
And TV show wise, I've been making Lauren watch The OC. She's never seen it. She barely knows anything that's going to happen in it, which is so funny to me.
Yeah. I have been enjoying it, I will say.
I'm so glad.
Ryan Atwood, man.
I love The OC, so making her watch that. And I'm kind of we did that in return of her making me watch Kyle XY. Other TV shows. I haven't been really watching any other TV shows necessarily. I've been watching it's about to get really nerdy up in here, but I've been watching campaign 3 of Critical Role on YouTube. I've been started from the very beginning.
Dang.
And I'm working my way through campaign 3.
Which is really impressive. Those episodes are so long.
They are really long, but they are... I listen to them a lot when I'm in the car on my way to work or doing stuff for work where I have to drive for a long period of time. Because you don't necessarily have to watch it, although it is fun to watch it because you get to see their facial reactions to certain things because Ashley Johnson specifically has some of the funniest reactions to things with her face. But yeah, so I've been watching that pretty religiously. I'm currently reading I can't remember what it's actually called. I think it's Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
I started that, and I'm also currently rereading the Twilight series.
What book are you on now?
I'm still on Twilight.
Oh, okay.
I keep pausing because we've been reading other stuff for book club and all this stuff, and so I keep pausing, but I'm almost done with the first book, so in my reread of the series, so I'm almost to New Moon. Music, I've been listening to like Lauren said, a lot of Taylor Swift, because when could I never not? And then I've been listening to a lot of Lao Fei. Do you know Lao Fei, Lauren?
Yes. Is that how you pronounce it?
That's how I pronounce it. I don't know if that's actually how it's pronounced.
I thought it was like, so, okay, don't call me on this, but I think I saw a video of her showing how to pronounce it, and it's like Luffy.
Okay.
Or something like
I'm
that.
down for it. I should find that video so I
yes.
can make sure. I don't want to say it wrong
Yes.
because I really do love her voice, and her music is really good. It's
Feel
it's very reminiscent of like old jazz, and that is so fun.
See, I know of her. I cannot think of any songs by her off the top of my head.
I'm really listening to Dreamer. That's one of her songs, and that's the one I've kind of been listening to the most.
See, I feel like I need to hear them to really know, because I know that I know the songs, but
Yeah.
I don't.
And then TikTok's really got me back on the Maisie Peters train, and I've been listening to History of Man constantly because of TikTok. And then I've been listening to a lot of Renee Rapp.
Yes, you have.
Yes, I
Yes, you have.
Renee Rapp is one of my favorites. And I can proudly say, and this isn't me being, in my opinion, annoying, but I can proudly say that I was a Renee Rapp stan before the rest of the world.
Oh, yeah, because you saw her at the Jimmy's.
I saw her. I watched that live.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily live, but like when their YouTube account posted the videos from it, I watched all of them immediately. So I was a stan before. Theater kid at heart, for sure.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, in preparation for next week, I've been re-listening to the Mean Girls Broadway cast album.
I will say they did do a really good job with the Broadway songs.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good.
Because next week we're going to see Mean Girls.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. So excited.
Speaking of next week and things that we're going to see, each week after we finish talking about the stories we consumed, we're going to get into our main discussion of the episode. So for our first episode, and in honor of the new year, we're going to be discussing things that happened in 2023 and what we're looking forward to in 2024. So let's start with a little 2023 wrap up. Lily, what were some of your favorite movies that you watched this past year?
Favorite movies were the two we saw in December, so Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Anyone But You are going to be in the top movies that I saw last year. But also Barbie.
Oh,
Barbie was so good. And the Eras Tour movie, because I went to the theater and saw it multiple times. And then also No Hard Feelings.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, I think that was so funny.
That was fun. It was really a jump scare to see Jennifer Lawrence beating up men with a full bush. But I have to say, I really loved it, you know?
I just think it was so funny.
It was so funny. And it had a lot of, like, secondhand embarrassment stuff, but it wasn't awful. Like, for me, if there's a movie with a lot of secondhand embarrassment, I can't watch it. But it did it in a really nice way.
Do you know what's so funny?
Tell me.
Is that in the same vein of me being a stan of Renee Rapp from the Jimmy Awards that year, is also that's the year that Andrew Barth Feldman won the Jimmys, and he is one of the main cast members of No Hard Feelings. He's the main character, basically.
Yes. I think I remember us watching the Jimmys when he performed.
I made you watch his Jimmy's performance because I think he's so fantastic and I love him.
He's a little cutie pie.
He is. And then when he did that piano version of Maneater in that movie, it's so funny.
Yes.
But yeah, those are some of my favorite movies that came out last year that I really enjoyed. Do you have any others that you watched that came out?
No. We pretty much only go to the movies together.
That's so true.
So
I realize I didn't include any of the Marvel movies in my favorite movies from what I watched last year. And I'm going to be honest, I really feel like the MCU has taken a jump off a cliff.
We are in a rebuilding year, though, okay?
Okay.
We're in, like, phase 2.
I did like certain aspects of the Marvels.
I loved that movie.
But I feel like it was very fast-paced, almost to its detriment. Like, there were certain things that definitely needed to happen probably a little bit slower, storyline-wise. Like, certain character developments and certain things were kind of glossed over, like, because I think that Kamala had such like a hero idolization worship of Carol, and in that one scene where they're like, I'm trying to remember exactly how it went down, but she basically like saw Carol in a different light in a way of her like not being necessarily like the bomb.com of heroes, but that was so glossed over. Like there wasn't any kind of repercussions from her kind of like changing her viewpoint a little bit. I feel like there could have been more of a focus on that.
That's true.
But yeah, so a lot happened in that movie, and it was very fast paced.
Yeah. I did really like it though.
And you know, as a theater kid, part of me did really enjoy the planet that only speaks in song, but a part of me also feels like that was too much.
No, I feel like, so here's the thing, is I feel like they could have done a lot more and they didn't, which I was like, okay, I feel like this is a nice little like balance, because it's not like they had a full musical number like I was really expecting, but I think they did it in a way that was like, okay, this isn't too much. It's a nice little haha funny. But yeah, I really loved the Marvels. I kind of forgot that we watched that in 2023. I have to say
we watched a couple different Marvel movies in 2023.
I know. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
So I did like a lot of the more recent Marvel movies. I've only really enjoyed certain aspects of them and not other aspects. Like I really did enjoy with that one, kind of the backstory into Rocket and his kind of whole deal, and precious baby Lila the otter.
Oh,
love
rest
her.
in peace.
And his little friends, I did really enjoy all of them, but there were other parts of that movie that I just didn't really care for. Now I will go down with the ship of saying that Nebula is my favorite character, and I don't know if it's necessarily Nebula that's my favorite character, or if it's just the fact that it's Karen Gillan.
Yeah.
So pretty much any scene that she's in, which was basically the whole movie, but like her specifically, I do really like. But I just feel like recently, with the exception of Wakanda Forever, a lot of the Marvel movies have been really leaning into the comedic aspect, which feels like a lot of the phase 1 and, you know, the past phases have had comedic moments in their movies, but I feel like they weren't ruled by their comedy, and a lot of the movies recently I feel like have been too heavily comedic in a way.
What about TV shows?
TV shows that came out last year, we had some good TV shows last year, and I feel like TV shows and movies have kind of been on the rise kind of in the past year. I feel like there's been like sort of a revamp of a renaissance, that's a good word for it. But TV shows, we had
The Summer I Turned Pretty. If only because
the season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, yes, was very good. But we also had season 2 of Heartstopper came out. You haven't seen Heartstopper. You need to watch Heartstopper. It's pretty good. I love the precious British babies on Heartstopper. Hold on. Poe just zoomed in on all my notes. Can you not sit on my iPad?
Oh, we're best friends. He's touching me.
Okay. So yeah, second season of Heartstopper was one of my favorites from this past year. And then this one's new because it just came out. But Percy Jackson.
Oh my gosh. That is true.
Is so good.
It's so good.
It's so cute. And I think it was yesterday or the day before was Walker Scoville's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. Because we're recording this on the 6th of January.
Yes.
But I think they've been doing such a fun, fantastic job.
I really loved
with
it.
Percy Jackson.
It's been so good.
So good.
Casting is really fire.
Casting is really fire. I have to show you something. I took a screenshot from a TikTok video and I have to show it to you. And in it is there's a comment.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it. I'll just have to show it to you later.
Okay.
But also other TV shows that came out this year. House of the Dragon.
Yep.
Season 1 of House of the Dragon came out, and it was really
It feels
good.
like so long ago. It was such a fever
Well,
dream.
no, I don't think it did come out last year. I think it came out in 2022.
Well, I think maybe like the first episode or so came out in 20. You know what? Let's look it up.
I think House of the Dragon came out in 2022. And you know, I was questioning when you started to say it because I didn't have it written down in my notes, and I definitely feel like I would have written it down.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it did come out in 2022.
Yeah, wasn't it like October?
It was. So the first episode was August 21st. And
Yeah.
the last episode was October 23rd.
Yeah, I was going to say that was
Oh my.
2022.
No wonder it felt like so long ago.
Yeah, because it was. So
Wow.
we can't say
No.
House of the Dragon. We have to take that one back because that was 2022.
That's so sad.
Although I will say, and I think the world will agree with me, that the past 4 years have really been a fever dream.
Yeah.
But shows that actually did come out
Okay.
in 2023.
Hit me.
The Last of Us.
I forgot about that. Oh my god. Yeah. No. Ugh,
Speaking of Ashley Johnson.
Speaking of Bella Ramsey.
Oh, well, yeah, Game of Thrones pipeline and Critical Role Ashley Johnson
Yeah.
pipeline both fit into The Last of Us.
Loved that show. They did such a good job on it. I would let Pedro Pascal do heinous things to me.
You know what? The one thing that I really liked about The Last of Us was how they could make me feel so attached to a character who's only in one episode.
Yeah. Man, those men, those two lovers,
Yes.
the husbands,
Yes.
man.
They really said, "You want to cry? Here's this episode of The Last of Us."
Realistically, it was such a filler episode, but like it really
was so good. And
it was almost
they
like
really
a-
pulled at the heartstrings.
an episode of Black Mirror, you know, where it has like no real relevance to the rest of the shows or the rest of the episodes, but you still love them nonetheless.
Yeah. Although I will say, I remember watching that episode the first time because I am currently rewatching The Last of Us just for my own fun and pain. Because you
Mhm.
did come in to my
Yeah.
room that one day and you were like, "What are you doing? You're watching The Last of Us?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm preparing myself to cry," because that was the episode I was on.
Yeah.
But I remember watching that episode the first time, and it was so hard for me to focus on what was happening in the episode because one of the guys is Ron Swanson.
Yeah. That was something else.
And all I can see when I see him is Ron Swanson.
that was kind of hard to look past.
So I remember watching that episode the first time I watched it, and so I'm glad I'm watching it again because I feel like I'm over it now. Like
Yeah.
I've processed that.
It's a really nice episode.
But his wife was actually in Percy Jackson.
But who's his wife?
His wife played Mrs. Dodds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah,
Man.
they're married. But yeah, so The Last of Us.
Mhm.
And then one that I watched that I know you haven't watched was The Fall of the House of Usher,
Oh, pass.
because you don't like scary
I
things.
will say I did have a nightmare last night that was I was watching a movie that was the premise of I think the premise of Haunting of Hill House, where like the ghosts are them coming back in time, but it was like almost like if Interstellar and The Haunting of Hill House had a baby and they were like going back in time trying to stop them, I guess, from dying in the house.
I would watch that so fast.
Well, you know what? No one steal that idea. It might be the next multi-million-dollar movie that we make.
One thing about Lauren is that she really will not watch anything that's even remotely scary.
No, pass.
Although you watched The Last of Us.
That's
Which-
not scary.
It has some jump scares. The clickers, are you kidding?
Jump scares are different. It's not a horror movie.
Okay,
like-
well.
I've watched The Meg, and it has tons of jump scares.
You watched that movie?
It's so bad.
I
and
didn't know you
love
watched
it.
that.
It's about sharks, baby. Yeah. I love that movie. It's so bad that it's good.
Oh boy. But yeah, so you won't watch scary things with me, which really makes me so sad.
So sorry.
Because I love a scary movie, scary TV show.
Pass.
Pass. So rude. But those are kind of my TV shows that came out this past year that I really liked. Do you have any other ones that you want to mention?
I already mentioned the season 2 of The Summer I Turned
The Summer I
Pretty.
Turned Pretty, yeah.
That's the only thing I can think
It's 100% your look, Connie baby.
Man, I do love Conrad Fisher with my whole heart.
It's the way that, I don't know if that line was improv or if someone wrote that or if they changed it a little bit, but the way that line has a grip on the girlies.
Yeah. Us included.
Us included.
I think that it's gotta had to have been improv.
Do you remember, and I know you do, because we talked about it
The
recently,
Taylor Swift
but when
movie?
we went to see, the first time that I saw it and you saw it, when we went to the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie and the Mean Girls trailer, it was the first time we had seen the Mean Girls trailer, and Chris Briney came on the screen and someone in the audience, it was a man in the audience of the movie theater said, "That's 100% your look, Connie baby." The minute Chris Briney came on screen, it was so funny.
He was cracking me up though during all the trailers and stuff. He always had,
he kept making comments. He was really funny. I wish we were friends with him.
Me too. Friendship bracelet and a dream.
Okay. You know what's so funny? I took extensive notes for this part of the podcast. And I'm looking at it and I definitely messed up because I know the next thing we're going to talk about is books that came out last year that we really liked. And the way I have it written down is I have books, but under the books, I wrote all of the music.
Oh.
And I don't have any of the books written down.
I couldn't tell you a single book that came out in 2023 that I read besides Iron Flame.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was the only one I could think of that came out in 2023 that I read.
I feel so unprepared now because now I'm going to really have to pull them out of my inner corners of my brain of books that came out last year.
When did House of Sky and Breath come out?
I think that was 2022. Or maybe it was January of 2023. I could have sworn I wrote down these books. Let me go to my...
It was published February 15th of 2022.
Yeah, I was going to say. I knew it was early in a year, but I couldn't remember. Okay. What if I say some books and you see if they came out for me?
Okay.
Happy Place by Emily Henry. Did that come out last year?
Yes.
Okay, that one is one of my favorites that I read last year. Did Fourth Wing come out last year or was that just Iron Flame? I think Fourth Wing came out also. I think Fourth Wing came out in like April or something.
Oh, it did.
Was it April?
Yeah.
Wow, look at me.
April 5th. That's a day before Oscar Piastri's birthday.
That's so
Happy
cute for
birthday,
you.
Oscar.
One that I know that did come out last year that I really liked was Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is a new series that she's been working on. So it was the first book in a new series. And then also by Jennifer L. Armentrout was A Fire in the Flesh, which was I can't remember if it was the third or fourth book in one of her other series. But that one. Yeah.
See, you just read so many more books than I did last year.
I read, if I look at my Goodreads, which is what I was just doing, I read 32 books in 2023. Now, that's books that I put on my Goodreads. I know I read other things because I read one book over and over and over again when I need something to do. Yeah. So
I think I read maybe like 5 books.
It's okay.
Most of those were for book club.
We'll get you a reading renaissance this year.
Okay. Maybe I'll get on my reading slump.
Yeah. What about music? Do you have any favorite albums that came out last year?
1989 Taylor Swift's version. Fall tracks were all elite.
Do you know what else came out last year? Was Speak Now TV.
But
that's 2 in a row.
Listen, you're much more of a Speak Now girly than I am. I'm really just waiting for Reputation.
I have to say, I didn't realize how much of a hold 1989 had on me until the re-release came out, and I realized I knew the words to more of the songs than I thought I did, because I really do count myself as a hardcore Swiftie, but there are some, like the debut album and then I guess not 1989 anymore because I knew more of the words than I thought I did, but there were some songs that I could listen to and don't think I know the words, but that's like maybe 5 songs. But yeah, so yeah, Speak Now TV came out and that was so good, and 1989 TV.
Yeah, 1989 is my favorite one.
And like you said, the vault tracks were pretty top tier.
Yeah, they really were. Another artist that I think this song came out this past year was Super Ultra Modern Graphic Girl by Chappell Ronan.
Okay.
You've listened to the song. I've made you listen to it.
I believe you, but I can't tell you how it goes in my...
I love that song. Chappell Ronan, honestly, I didn't realize the chokehold she had on me until I was like, oh my god, she sings that song too? And my Spotify kept recommending me her songs. I was like, okay, cool, I'll listen to it. And then I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize how many songs that I'd listened to from her, but she's really great. She is like, you know how Taylor Swift did that whole thing where she ran on the treadmill for her Eras tour?
Yeah.
Chappell Ronan pretty much did the same thing, because Homegirl is like jumping up and basically doing jumping jacks and like running in place the entire time she's singing. So girl has got some cardiovascular health.
Could not be us.
No. Oh, listen, I'll get there eventually.
What about Unreal Unearth? Hosier?
Yeah, that's one. So listen, love Hosier. Can't listen to that album right now.
Right.
It hurts me to my core.
Yeah.
And we're...
for personal reasons.
Yeah. So I love it. The Damage Gets Done was on track to being my top album or my top song of the year.
That's actually in my current listens playlist right now.
It's so good.
With Brandi Carlile.
It's one of those songs that you really just have to have the stereo turned all the way up and just scream it at the top of your lungs. You can't sing that song and want to sound good. You have to be able to just like know that you sound bad and scream it and just still be happy. I love that song. What about you? What are your...
Well, like I said, obviously the Taylor's versions of Speak Now 1989.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal Unearth was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it didn't get... Never mind. I'm not even going to get into that because it's going to get me too fired up. But The Show by Niall Horan came out. And I love that, obviously. I'm going to stick by my boy. The Record, Boy Genius. So good. Subtract. That's Ed Sheeran.
That came out this year?
Yeah. He released 2 albums, I believe, this year. Subtract and then Autumn Variations.
Oh, wow.
There's another one.
I did not know
because the girlies were upset that it wasn't
math themed.
But then I was like, yes, it is, because variation is also a math term. So technically it is, but whatever. And then probably one of my favorite albums from this last year's Snow Angel by Renee Rapp.
Oh, I didn't know that came out this year too.
Yeah.
Wow. I do love that.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are my favorite albums that came out last year. Are you looking forward to anything this year? Any movies, TV shows? Kind of what's coming up? Do you have anything?
Definitely.
Are you looking forward to?
I do think I am looking forward to House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas.
Yep.
I know I haven't finished the book yet, but I think I know that the girlies are going to be so upset and so distraught.
Yeah, that's on mine too.
Mhm. I just what else is coming? Oh, season 2 of House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So excited for that to come out. It looks so good.
Yep.
Can't wait to see all of the murder and bloodshed and for Rhaenyra to really get her revenge. A son for a son, and I stand by that. You have a face like you do not agree with me.
No, I it's so funny to think about because there are a lot of differences between the Fire and Blood book, which kind of chronicles the Dance of the Dragons, which is what the House of the Dragons is based on. But there are some pretty significant differences between the book and the TV show. So like my opinions for certain things that happen in the books are different from my opinions on certain things that the direction of the TV show is going. And I really do like have to separate adaptations sometimes in my head. Like, the book is its own thing. This is its own thing. Otherwise, it will irk me when I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I really, something about me, and like you said earlier, it's a good thing I'm self-aware because it can be construed so interestingly. But one thing about me is that I really like will fall in love with an actor or an actress, and then I am so like gung-ho for that character.
Yeah.
And I really do love, I think the entire casting for House of the Dragon is so fantastic. I think they did a really good job. But I have been a big fan of Olivia Cooke for a long time.
That is.
And so her playing
concerning.
Alicent is so interesting because there's a part of like the way she plays Alicent is different from the characterization of Alicent in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And they've changed a lot of like the relationship between Rhaenyra and Alicent from how it is in the book, because in the book Alicent is significantly older than Rhaenyra, and they weren't ever like besties
or possibly theorized as lovers.
Yeah. Whereas like in the show they were so clearly besties because they made them the same age, and kind of a whole thing there. There's an interesting like nuance,
sexual tension.
There's nuances to Alicent's character in the TV show that have me having like a certain sympathy for her.
Mm-hmm.
That's different from how I feel about her for the books. But also she's played by Olivia Cooke, and I love Olivia Cooke. So there's that. Kayla says the same thing. My friend Kayla says the same thing when we talk about Star Wars, the prequel movies for Star Wars, because I love Natalie Portman.
Okay. I really thought you were going to say you're an Anakin apologist.
No.
Once he slayed those younglings, I was gone.
I really love Natalie Portman's work, and I think that she's fantastic at what she does. So I have a certain like love for Padme Amidala, and
even though she is a little bit of a predator.
Yeah, there's that.
Was 8 so years like old there's in that first movie.
Is like yikes. But like, so it's kind of the same. So I really do like pick actors and actresses, and I kind of just like,
that's fair.
The character could do so many wrong things, and I could still be like, yes.
I will say I am an Aemond apologist. There's so something about that whole one eye thing that really gets me going. Love a good man and a blonde wig and an eye patch.
And I also feel a certain type of way about Daemon, Matt Smith.
Oh, yes.
Because it's Matt Smith.
Yeah. No, part of me...
Not because it's Daemon Targaryen, because it's Matt Smith.
Part of me loves both of them. I will say, whenever... I think his name is Vaemond. Whenever he was calling Rhaenyra's kids bastards, and then he was like, he can keep his tongue. No. Like, my body had a physical reaction. I was like, oh my god. That is like the touch her and you die trope on steroids. Something about that.
Yeah, because he like fruit ninja'd.
Yeah.
That man's head.
He really did. Oh, man. But yeah, House of the Dragon, looking forward to so much.
Very much so.
Also, another one we're going to really watch, consume in all parts, eat and leave no crumbs. Bridgerton, season 3.
Yeah.
Pollen.
Good
old Penelope looking amazing in her little dresses.
Her green dresses.
Yes.
Can't wait to see her in green. I'm so excited.
I know. I'm so upset that Netflix is separating out the release, though. Remember when we binged the first or the second season in one day?
Yeah, we did. When we lived in the house.
We're not going to be able to do that this time.
And we went to Walmart and we bought too many snacks.
Yeah. Can't wait to see.
Cannot wait.
My man's Anthony Bridgerton.
Because you're a Colin girly, right?
No.
Oh, you're Anthony Girly. I knew that.
Yes,
I knew that.
I knew that. Yeah.
I knew that.
I cannot believe you said that to my face.
I'm so sorry. I take that back. Kayla is a Colin girly.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I take it back.
Oh my god.
I got confused.
What are you looking forward to 2024?
Obviously both of those things.
Yes.
I don't think you actually know that this is coming out next year. That it's slated to come out next year, but Avatar: Last Airbender.
Oh, I did. I knew that in the back of my brain.
Yeah, the live action Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender
so good
is coming out, and I'm very excited to see how they do it, and I'm very interested to watch that.
Nothing could be as worse as the movie.
True. And then Ryan Murphy has think it's the second installment of Feud coming out. But this one is Capote versus the Swans.
I don't know
I'm
any of
excited
those
about that.
words that you just said.
I'll fill you in later.
Okay.
But I'm excited about that. TV show wise.
Mm.
Movie wise, obviously, what we're seeing next week, Mean Girls.
Oh, yes.
I could not be more excited for that. I'm also kind of excited for Argyle.
Oh my God, yes. You know what other movie I'm really looking forward to? The Fall Guy.
Oh yeah, that's coming out next year or this year. Whoa.
Emily Blunt
Yes.
and Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
I'm so excited to see them play love interests. It also looks so very funny and
It
interesting.
does look really good.
I think seeing him run and hit his body several times. I would love for him to do push-ups and say my name in between, you know?
Also supposed to come out next year is part 1 of the Wicked movie.
Part 1?
Yeah, they have to split it into 2 parts because of how long it's going to be.
Oh my gosh.
But that has Jonathan Bailey in it. He's playing Fiyero.
I know. I do love Jonathan Bailey.
And part 1 is supposed to come out in, I think, November of this year. And I'm very excited for that, obviously, because I'm a theater girly. And then the second Beetlejuice movie.
They're making a second one?
Yes.
Mm.
With Winona Ryder is going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's supposed to come out this year, too.
I didn't know they were making a second Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
You
And
know
it's
what
not a
else?
remake. It's the second. It's a genuine, sequel.
Mhm.
Genuine sequel.
You know what else I just remembered is coming out this year? Lisa Frankenstein.
I am going to be so honest. I'm not really...
I didn't say I was excited for it. I'm going to watch it. But I remember
It's going to be one of the ones that we're going to wait until it comes out.
Yeah,
We're not going to go see it in the theater.
have a little hee-hee moment. We're going to laugh and I love the fact that I didn't realize it was Cole Sprouts.
You texted me that.
Playing him.
Was that yesterday that you texted me that?
I think so.
And you were like, I did not know that this was Cole Sprouse.
Yeah.
And that is so funny. And it's so funny also because I think I do like Catherine Newton,
Mm-hmm.
who's playing, I guess, Lisa, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do like a lot of stuff she's been in. She was in she's Cassie Lang, actually.
I don't know why in my brain I was thinking she was also Nancy Wheeler.
No. That's
It really
Natalia Dyer. That's a different person.
Merged those two people in my brain
That's so
together.
interesting.
Yeah.
I
do. It definitely looks interesting.
Interesting.
Another thing that I am very distraught about is the fact that they moved the third Avatar movie release
Yes, they did.
to 2025.
I'm not surprised by that based off of the timeline between the first and the second movies. James Cameron's really taken his time with those.
Okay, yes, but the thing is they already filmed all of the stuff for the third movie. So all they need to do is edit it in special effects and all that.
I think he really likes the tension between the movies.
But I don't.
Well,
And I'm really upset because I love that franchise so much.
you do. I mean, book-wise, you mentioned House of Flame and Shadow, which is coming out on the 30th of this month, which I'm also excited for.
Can't think of any other book releases that
I
know of.
wrote some down that I'm excited for. And some of these are by authors I've never actually read before. I have 2 from authors that I've never read, but I read the summary for the books and I saw kind of what they're about and I think they look cool. But there's one called An Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson that I think looks pretty interesting. And then A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those do sound interesting.
And then Emily Henry's coming out with a new book called Funny Story, which I'm excited about. And then Leigh Bardugo, who wrote Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows, is coming out with a new series. And the first book is called The Familiar. And it's kind of based off of like a true story from, I think, someone in her family. But it looks kind of interesting. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Those all sound
Don't quote me
nice.
on that. But yeah, those are some of the books that I'm kind of excited for. But yeah, I think, like I said, I kind of said this earlier, but I think last year there were a lot of good things that came out. And like you said, a renaissance of kind of like cinema and television shows, which I'm very excited and I hope that continues
Me too.
this year.
We got so many good stuff.
What a great excuse to go to the movie theater.
Oh, can't wait to get the AMC Stubs membership.
Lauren really wants to get the AMC Stubs membership.
I do. You get half off on all kinds of stuff and 2 free movies a week. 3? Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Sign me up. That's my goal for 2024 is to be financially stable enough for an AMC Stubs membership.
That's so funny. But yeah, that's kind of all we plan to talk about.
Yeah.
For this first episode.
Podcast in the books.
Oh my goodness.
We did it.
You know, if anybody actually listens to this, thanks for, I'm not 100% sure how long this is. What we're recording it on doesn't tell me.
I definitely think that we've been recording.
Time. It's definitely been over an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone listens to this and listen to the whole thing,
we love you.
Thanks, I guess.
We love you so much. Thank you for letting us ramble and for tuning in.
Yeah. And once again, I'm Lily.
And I'm Lauren. And we are signing off.
Talk to you next week. Bye.